Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. This is going to be another episode of Forgotten Films, and today I wanted to review and give my thoughts on the 2008 comedy Strange Wilderness, a film that I feel like has been forgotten, not one that gets talked about. So I do have the IMDb page up to give you guys all the information I can give you on this film. So basically the plot. With the ratings dropping for a wilderness themed television show, two animal fans go to the Andes Mountains in search of Bigfoot. Director is Fred Wolf. The writers are Peter Gulk and Fred Wolf, and stars Steve Zahn, Alan Covert, Justin Long. We have Jonah Hill, Ashley Scott, Kevin Huffernan, it's Heffernan, Peter Dante, Harry Hamlin, Joe Don Baker, Robert Patrick, Blake Clark, Jeff Garlin, Jake Abel, Ernest Borgnine, uh, Kevin Alejandro. Uh, you got Terrence B-Sword. Some of those are just um, what are they? Extras. But the big stars are, Blake Clark from Sean Hunter's dad, Chet from Boy Meets World. We got Jeff Garlin. A lot of familiar faces. So Steve Zahn, basically, his father was the host of this wilderness show. I think he did like the voiceover work, and Steve Zahn took over after his father's passing, and his mentor, played by Ernest Borgnine, worked with Steve Zahn's character's father, and they just, they they're at a point where the ratings aren't great, people don't care for the show anymore, and Steve Zahn's character has tried to figure out what to do to keep this show alive. And of course he gets the idea of searching for Bigfoot, so he gets this team, Jonah Hill, Ashley Scott, Alan Covert, Kevin Heffernan is basically Farva from Super Troopers. He's part of the Broken Lizard comedy group. And first and foremost, it's got a great cast. I mean, a lot of familiar faces, and I think the chemistry between everybody is great. Two actors that stand out in this movie are going to be Jonah Hill and Justin Long. The two characters they play, Jonah Hill plays Cooker, and Justin Long plays Junior, which is, I believe, Ernest Borgnine's nephew or son. I think it might be nephew or grandson. I know those two are related in some way. But yeah, Justin Long is fantastic, and so is Jonah Hill. Uh, Steve Zahn plays Peter. Alan Covert plays Fred. Peter Dante plays Danny Girates. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but that's as close as I can get. Blake Clark plays Dick. Jeff Garlin plays Ed Lawson. Robert Patrick plays Gus Hayden. The character of Gus, he's kind of like this character that's similar to Carl Hughes' character in Twister. Kind of the competition in some way. I believe, do not quote me on that. But, you know, uh, his character is pretty interesting to say the least. But like I said, the chemistry between everybody is fantastic. And as I was saying, Jonah Hill and Justin Long are the standouts on this. There's one scene particular that Jonah Hill's in where, they're getting on the bus and Jonah Hill basically, I guess his pants aren't on all the way, and Steve Zahn's character's like, "Are you wearing a thong?" And Jonah Hill's character's like, "What the hell you said to me?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I am wearing one." And then there's a scene with Justin Long where he got tattoos, or he got two tattoos of eyeballs on his eyelids. So when he's asleep, it makes it look like he's awake. And that whole scene there is just fantastic. And his character throughout the film is just fantastic. He plays this really like stoned out hippie. And of course, everybody else is great, but Jonah Hill and Justin Long for me are the two standouts in this. And it is one of those films that I feel like people don't talk about. You know, one of the films you hear a lot is, of course, Grandma's Boy, which Grandma's Boy is a great film, but Strange Wilderness, I feel like is up there with Grandma's Boy, just something weird and different and entertaining and funny, but it is the one that doesn't get talked about quite often. No Blu-ray from what I know here in the States, which is unfortunate considering it is a Paramount Pictures release. I'm surprised we have not seen a release on Blu-ray or even 4K for this movie. And yeah, I wish I could say more, but it's definitely, I feel like, one that everybody should at least check out. You may be entertained by it. It is a happy Madison production, an Adam Sandler production company, and they've done a whole slew of other, films. But yeah, Strange Wilderness is definitely one to check out. I'm very surprised that it came out in 2008. I thought for some odd reason it was more like a 2005, 2006 release. But no, I believe it came out after Grandma's Boy. So yeah, definitely check out Strange Wilderness. The film is not too long. It's about an hour and 27 minutes. And of course, it's rated R. But yeah, definitely one to check out if you are a fan of the cast. I would highly recommend the film, and it just got a weird plot, but it's pretty entertaining for what they do for the film. But with that being said, that's going to be my review and my thoughts on Strange Wilderness, a very underrated comedy from 2008 and a forgotten film. So I hope you guys been enjoying these little forgotten film episodes. I do have an episode on the channel for the film Sorority Boys, so check that one out, and definitely check this one out. So with that being said, I am Film Talk with Mikey, and until next time, guys, we'll talk films.